Hello and welcome to another tournament in review. Today I take something brand new to an event. Let's dive in. Hello and welcome to another Skaredcast tournament in review. Today I'm taking Drukhari, brand new list concept, to a RTT here at the Tabletop Forge. 3 rounds, brand new concept. And if you're brand new to this tournament style review, well, I'm going to go over my list and show you what I thought of, my brainchild. Then we're going to go through all the games throughout the day and break it down, win, loss, good, bad. And then we come back to the studio and I analyze and describe and break down the choices that I made in my list and see if I would like to tweak and or change anything. And hopefully you learn something along the way. So first, let's dive into this list. Oh, that's right. Look, a Tantalus and a reveiw jet fighter. What? There it is in all its glory. I had to make a list with units that I wouldn't normally take. And this is because most of my army, the Void Raven Bombers, Archon Skari miniature himself, another of my beast packs, all going to the World Team Championship of Warhammer. The Canadian national team is using some of those models. That's this week, which means I had to improvise. And how did I do that? By looking at my collection and putting together something that I thought would be really fun to celebrate the Tabletop Forge's first year in business. So, what is this madness? I brought an Archon, I brought 2 Succubuses, and a Beast Pack. The Beast Pack is like a standard, but no Lilith makes me sad. However, let's see what they do during the event. I brought 1 unit of 10 Cabalite Warriors, and that's right, not 1, but 2 units of Witches. To round it all off, 2 units of Mandrakes, which is pretty standard, you kind of need them. 2 units of 2 Talos with twin-linked Liquefy Guns and twin-linked Haywire Blasters and Talos Gauntlets. 2 units of Grotesques, each with a Liquefy Gun as well. A single Kronos, thanks Steve for letting me borrow that Kronos so I could have a Kronos. My Tantalus, because absolutely love my Tantalus. 2 units of 3 Reaver jet bikes. 2 Venoms. 1 Razorwing jet fighter with lances, splinter cannon as well. 1 unit of 5 Scourge with 4 Dark Lances rounds out the list. Of course, the whole list revolves around the Tantalus. The Razorwing jet fighter was just because I like planes and not because I think it's relatively good, but essentially I'm doing a multiple small unit style list. We have 2 units of 3, 2 units of that, 1 unit of this, 2 units of this. The 1 Venom splits 1 Witch squad into 2 units of 5. 1 unit of 10 goes in the Tantalus, and then another Venom splits the Cabalites into 2 units of 5. So essentially I have tons of little units with the 2 units of jet bikes to move around, do actions, and play the mission as well. The army also does a lot of damage. Witches are not terrible. They're not as good as with Lilith, but they're okay. The Talos are decent. The bombers, the plane's decent. The Tantalus can do damage in charging with mortals and with like its gun. I've got heat lances, I've got dark lances, I've got blasters, I've got grenade keyword. All in all, the damage should be there. When I build a new list, I don't really think too much. I go, what looks cool? Does it have multiple elements that I tend to use like Mandrakes or Scourge, Venoms, Cabalite Warriors, like things that I enjoy playing? And then I play with it. I play a couple of games to see if it vibes with me. And if it vibes with me, then I take it to an event. Now, I did play 2 games before the event with this list, and it vibed. I was like, sure, I really like how it feels. So now it's time to take it to the event and put it to the test. And here we are at the 1-year anniversary of the Tabletop Forge. We're having an awesome RTT, but it's like 24 people. It's great, it's busy, it's full. Let's dive into the games. Round 1 against Genestealer Cult, I got lucky and went first and killed 2 units of Genestealers that had gotten really aggressive, and none of them came back. Once again, we talked about it on the Stutter Scrub podcast. Genestealer Cult's army rule really makes me sad because it's all or nothing. There's no like in between. Other than that, I'm using the list. I'm having a lot of fun with it, just testing it out. Tantalus seems to be really entertaining. There's 1 more unit of Genestealers back there. This is of course my opponent's turn 1. But wish me luck. It is Linchpin and Raised Banners. Okay, so at the end of the game, I was able to essentially get first turn, moved up,
sort of like pressured the pressure army and essentially took over the whole board. The Gene Stealers came in like piecemeal, and I was able to kind of kill one unit at a time. And the mechanic means that most of the time their stuff doesn't even come back. So then it's dead, and then that's it. And then they just have like little pockets of units. So hopefully we see sort of like a change for Gene Stealer Cult. However, Abominants and Aberrants are still, they're really tough. They're probably the toughest thing in that book. I really like them. And if they do go first with that Gene Stealer build, they just pin you in your zone. So that can always be really scary. So that's a victory for the Drukhari. I really like this list that I just kind of cooked up on the fly for fun. It's really entertaining. I can't wait to go back to the studio, tell you all about it and what it is I learned. So let's go to round 2. Round number 2, I got to play Nick once again in his wonderful Astra Militarum army. Look at how gorgeous that is. Of course, we're playing on table layout number 2 for the GW missions. This is mission K, I believe, which is Scorched Earth, Table Quarters, and Stalwarts, which is really cool. So let's see. This is a completely different list than what he played last time. It's got a lot more Chimeras, Bulgrin and Ogrin into Chimeras, and a whole variety of different things, which is really exciting. So looking forward to it, and wish me luck. Also, Nick's a great guy, so looking forward to playing this game. Let's see if my hodgepodge army can make do with this. Will be very fun. Okay, so that is that at the end of the game. The Guard ended up winning. It was 16-point difference, so a close game. I ended up going first and lost a little bit too much too soon. And it ended up being an end game kind of game with just lots of reserves coming in. Nick has made a great little MSU style build with lots of Chimeras with Bulgrin inside. Fantastic build. I really liked it, and I just kind of ran out of stuff towards the end of the game, and I was unable to just do enough damage to stop the onslaught of the Guard. With that, a defeat under my belt. First one in a long time, but it was a good one. So let's go to round number 3. And last round of the day, I get to play Alex. Normally he's playing as Chaos Knights, but today's playing Votan. And I ended up going first again. That's 3 for 3 in the little RTT. And right now we're just going to have some fun and blow some stuff up and kill some things. It'll be a good time. He's got 3 units of bikes, 2 hackathons, some Hearthguard, a couple of Sagittars, a bunch of Berserkers. It'll be a fun time. Let's dive into the game. Wish me luck. So Alex and I finished the game. It ended up being a Drukhari victory. I did the very Skari thing of screening out the entire table and forcing, a unit of Thunderkin and a unit of Terminators to never come onto the table, which made Alex sad. But I was like, sure, we'll do it. And it came down to like a little Overwatch. If he would have Overwatched my Succubus to death, he would have been able to bring stuff in. But she survived, and that was that. And then that, so it ended up being a solid win for the Drukhari. What a crazy good run. Super happy. A huge happy birthday to John the Cron and Tyler over there. There's Tyler. He's just hanging out. There you go. And and to the Tabletop Forge, because they put on a great show. Even had a cool members wall and stuff for like club members and stuff. It's awesome. A year in, here's to many more to come. And let's go back to the studio, which is right behind that wall over there, and discuss my army. Because this army was really fun to play, even though I lost against Nick. But he's such a good player, and his list is just fine-tuned, and I wasn't able to crack that Guard. The Guard is what happened. Other than that, I'm excited.
And we're back after the event. What a fantastic time. This place was packed. We, of course, did the live stream here in the studio. Got the cameras all set up and stuff. That was over on Twitch. So you can watch 3 of the games that were streamed. I wasn't on stream. I was out in the main hall chatting and talking to folks. There was like 24 people here for a one-day event. It was really cool, celebrating the first year in business of the Tabletop Forge. Huge shout out to all of you who came, participated, played games, hung out, had cupcakes, there were balloons. It was a great time. But how did the list do? I will say I really enjoyed this list. It was so much fun to play. It was almost there. Of course, I lost that game into Nick's Astra Militarum, but he's a fantastic player. He's been developing and testing his Astra for like a year at this point. So it was really cool. It was a close match, and I just ran out of tools. However, what made this list tick? Well, first and foremost, the double succubuses, although fun, sadly, I think I would drop them for Lilith. Like, that would be like one of the first changes I do. They were okay. The Archon was great. He's good. The Beast Pack, incredible. If you can take one, take one. If you can take two, take two. If you can fit in three, take three. They're just very, very good. I don't think you need the 2 units of witches. Ideally, I would take 1 unit of witches out and put another unit of Cabalites in. But you have a variety of different things that you can kind of mix around and like split up. They were okay. They're witches without Lilith. So it's like Lilith and 10 and a Tantalus would have been great. The other 10 could have been other things in my list, in my opinion. Scourge, amazing. I really liked them. 2 units of jet bikes surprised me. They were good objective control, ran around the board. They got in the way of stuff. They didn't really kill anything, but they were there to like screen and do points. Venoms are fantastic. I don't think you could make a Dark Eldar list without Venoms. The Razor Wing Jet Fighter was okay. Like, it was good at killing things like transports that didn't have an invulnerable save with its double Dark Lance. Other than that, it was okay. Like, it doesn't really do much. Maybe a Ravager would be better in its place. Then we have the Tantalus. Did okay, lived and died. It's like a big nasty thing. If your opponent can kill it, it dies and then you're out of a Tantalus. If not, it lives and it does way more than it's worth. It's only 230 points and it is wildly cool. Then we have the 2 units of Grotesques. I wish Grotesque were either Strength 6 or Toughness 6. But for what they are, they're not terrible. They just sit there, they fight on death, they do damage. You know, sometimes. They have flamers that can help with, like, Overwatch and stuff. They got the Chronos. It's pretty good. Good at doing actions and the pain token regeneration. Mandrakes are like a given. You have to take Mandrakes. They're so good. Uppy, downy, and all that good stuff for points. And last but not least, the 2 Talos units. I missed having Urian in there to be able to heal them up when they started taking damage. So all in all, the list was good. It moves, it shoots, it fights, it does actions, it plays the missions really well. So ideally, what would be some of the concrete changes? Well, these 2 would become Lilith. I would drop one of these, essentially, and potentially one of these, like that. So it's 60 and 90. That's 150 points. And I put in 1 more unit of Cabalite Warriors, which would leave me 40 points left over. Then I would probably drop 1 unit of Grotesques. I don't really need them, and put in another unit of Scourge. 2 units of Scourge, another unit of Cabalites, Lilith and Witches, and I feel that would solidify this list exponentially. So let me know what you think down below. Of course, there will be a link to the original list in the description where you can see a picture and read the actual list. And what I hope you do is you take something like this and then you take it to an event and make it your own. Tell me what you think. Tweak it, add stuff, take stuff away, make it your list, and then tell me about the cool adventures that you have playing it against your friends or at your local events. And there you have it, another new concept in the bag. I'm going to say that was a successful test run, and I'm hoping that I get to tweak it a little bit more. I did put a poll out on YouTube where all of you voted and you're like, oh, take this, take that, like, you know, what sort of thing you'd like to see. So Witch Cult, Coven was really popular. So I don't know, maybe at the next RTT, I might just have to run my all Coven list again. What do you think? I think it would be kind of fun. Even though it's old Coven, I'd probably cheat a little bit and take a Cabalite Warrior squad because I think they're like so good to have in a Drukhari army. But I want to know what you think. So leave a comment in the description down below. Leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And of course, a huge shout out to the channel Patreons and members without whom none of this is possible. So thank you so much to the Denizen community. I do bonus content. We have a Discord and a TTS League and a Crusade League, all for Denizens. So make sure you check that out. If you'd like to support the channel, that's the best way, with the link in the description, of course. And I'll catch you on the flip side. I've been Skari, your grateful host, signing off until next time. Skari out. The Dark Kid. Bye, everybody.